I'm going to click start recording because we've got CLG FC for those on YouTube. This will be episode 56. Speaking of YouTube, while we process, I should probably crack on with uploading the rest of the crap I need to upload. I have up to 52 uploaded. I've only posted on Twitter 47 last night, so the VOD for 47. So I need to tweet out 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52, and still upload 53, 54, and 55, which I'll work on today while we stream. But I meant to show you guys the piece of news that came through because Hillgate won their match, which means they are up with us. So Hillgate are coming up with us. Now I don't know if we're both gonna go to Division 3. Because remember, it's Lancashire, Cheshire, Amateur League. It's Lancashire and Cheshire Amateur League Premier Division, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and then it's Division A, Division B, Division C. And after A, all the teams do not go directly up to Division 3. Manchester Saints Athletic actually got reassigned to a completely different league. Here's a good chance for Netherlands here. So, news, you mean report that McDonald is not celebrating Grimace's birthday either? That is a reference. Sean, you are going to be like, oh, but that is a reference that's gone straight over my head, brother. You're going to be so disappointed in me, and I have no idea what that is in reference to, unfortunately. No, the news being, well, this is the social feed. Let's see what we got there. Nothing. The news being this promotion joy for Hillgate. There, no worries. Yeah, that I don't know, man. I'm not a big TV or movie guy, so I don't know a ton of quotes from TVs or movies, events from TVs or movies. So I spent my teenage years playing a lot of Unreal Tournament, competing in Unreal Tournament as well. Hillgate beat Prestwich, decent solid win, but they are up. They are up. Um, so despite the fact that Earlham still have 6 points they can grab, it will not be enough. Earlham are not coming up with us. Is it is Hillgate that have won promotion with us. I'm not interested in the B plus. I'm not interested in the B plus. No, no. These are the guys I want. The A minuses, the A's, the A pluses. 17-year-old fullback at Caddington. Not a bad shout, probably. But he's. Oh, it says he's a level 19 standard player, and it's a good save from Chesney, by the way. Because I just wanted to sneak in to his near post. I'm a little bit worried because this says he's currently operating a level 19 standard, and I'm like, well, that's what most of our youth are operating at anyway. So I don't understand why I would sign somebody that's of the same current ability as a player who's coming up through my youth academy. It makes no sense for me to do so, right? So we'll move on. I'm going in like crazy because of the game last night, the Union game last night, which was just I can't believe we lost. First off, not the fact that we didn't win. I can't believe we fucking lost the game. I'm so I just can't believe it. I'm gobsmacked as to how we lost that game. Really. I told you it's going to be close. What, Miami and Philly, you mean? Fibo? Is that what you mean? Because here's the thing. It's not that we oh, that's a good chance. It's not that it was going to be close, Fibo. They were down to 9 fucking men. They went down to 9 men. And we conceded against 9 men. Like, that's what is agitating. It's not the fact that it was. So we scored. We went ahead. They scored. It was 1-1. They went down to 10 men when it was 1-1 in the 70th minute. So I was like, okay, we got 20 minutes to score a goal against 10 men. 84th minute, they go down to 9 men. So I'm like, okay, we got about 5 minutes in stoppage to score a goal against 9 men, and then they fucking concede. And I'm like, gee, what the actual shit, guys? Like that's it was just so disappointing. You just can't concede against 9 men. Like, you know, you can't do it against 9 men. There's no excuse for it. Anyway. You're right. You're right. But then we fucking lost to them anyway. So, and they had 9 men. That's a good ball over the top. Yeah, that stayed in. That stayed in. So, I guess that's what was so disappointing about it in the end is that it's a match that, yes, they were tough. Yes, yes, it was going to be close. Yes, they're not as good without Messi, but they should have found a way to win the game. Is this episode 52? Hold on. Yes, so that was 52. So that goes into the trash bucket because that's uploaded. This was, I think, Saudi Arabia. Yes. So, okay. I'm just trying to get what I have to upload next. Create content, upload videos, select that guy. Daisies, diamonds, blue skies, that guy. So, I don't actually think those are the words, by the way. But it is a clip from, like, Family Guy, I think. Like an old clip from Family Guy. Not that I was huge on Family Guy. I wasn't. I watched, like, maybe the first 2 seasons. So, uh, when was this recorded? This was recorded on the 8th. Stockport beat Earlham. Wow, Earlham dropped 6 games this season. That's way unlike them. That's a lot. Hillgate only dropped 2. So there's a chance that Earlham dropped 5 games this season and still only finished 2 points behind second. So, which is crazy to me. That's just crazy. It was close enough for me who got the reference, but I actually haven't watched it in about 5 years. Yeah, exactly. I haven't watched Family Guy in at least a decade, you know? Why would I no. Okay. So, uh, let's do the community outreach and the team bonding again when we have no match that week. We do have 20 more days until the fixture. It is the final fixture of the season. It is Earlham Steel, Rangers Reserves, our nemesis, our rivals. That was awfully close. That are standing between us and another unbeaten season. That's all that stands between us. So, and they always play us tough. Remember, we were 3-1 down to them last game. And we came back to win 4-3 on a sneaky hat trick. Would like to not go 3-1 down, by the way. Once Family Guy left Adult Swim rotation, I was shocked by how much I didn't miss it. Exactly. You know what, Sean? That is spot on. That is 100% true. I haven't watched Adult Swim in like a decade too, mate. I mean, but yeah, old Adult Swim was great because you got Family Guy, and then you had Futurama, and then you had some sort of anime after that. Big O was on there, Cowboy Bebop, Trigon, something pretty good, you know. I think Outlaw Star was actually on there back in the day too. But then you got what do you call it? You got some of the like quirky shows that were also kind of funny, like Harvey Birdman, uh, C-Lab. C-Lab is okay. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Those were the times, man. Lupin the Third was my gateway into non-DBC anime. Man, Lupin was great. That's a great anime. Uh, discuss new contract with Spaps. New contract with Snicky. New contract with McKindy. We should not be offering. What are you talking about? We should not be offering him a contract. Schedule after meeting. I do need to offer contracts to those players. So contract negotiations. So because it's a community save and these are community members, we're going to genuinely try to offer a contract to them. And if shit hits the fan, we will have to finagle it, right? So that's just a heads up because obviously community members are not going anywhere. Detective Conan was mine. Detective Conan was good. My gateway was a. They used to have one on there. It was okay. It wasn't anything huge, but it was called Android Kikaider the animation. So I started with that on Adult Swim. I think it might not even been Adult Swim. It might have been the Saturday night program that wasn't Adult Swim back in the day. But after Android Kikaider, I tried out one called Dot Hack Sign, and I was hooked on that one. And it's really strange to say that because Dot Hack is not like your traditional anime, which has, usually animes at some point have like action, there's like a fight scene or some shit. And there wasn't Dot Hack, but Dot Hack was so dialogue heavy. It was really, really, really dialogue heavy. And but I was hooked on it. It was a really cerebral anime. And he might be off sides here. I thought he looked off. And the flag is now going up for offsides. Yep. So, Lupin the Third, Death Note, and Shin-Chan might have been my trinity in the early aughts. That's how I know you're young, Sean. I'm teasing, mate. I'm teasing. Death Note was I wasn't huge on Death Note. Shin-Chan I just didn't care for. But uh it's not Shin-Chan's not my style of anime, so I didn't really bother with it. You know what I mean? Um, but uh, some ladies were really fire. Young at heart, yes, yes, sir. I'll drink to that. So even though it's coffee, because if I have alcohol, I might collapse. Um, what do you call it? I think the early 2000s. Oh, whoa, that was a flash across the goal. I think the early 2000s. He's going to be a star player. Negotiate contract. I do want a. I can't add fucking optional contract by extension by club. Uh, contract extension after promotion. This actually isn't too bad. This is actually really good. He's not asking for a hell of a lot, to be honest. I was shocked. Spaps is actually not asking for a lot. Snicky is. Snicky's asking for quite a bit. Oh, we've had a booking. Is that Veerman who's been booked? I think it's Veerman. No, it might be Roy. It might be Reiners. No, that's Veerman who's been booked. It's a nasty challenge. I know that. Joey Veerman's been booked. It's a free kick for Poland, by the way. Yeah, my government age starts with a 4. Oh my God, my government age starts with a 3. So, but I'll be soon in that that area, by the way. There has been a second yellow. Yeah. Mine with the 2. Fipo's the one that's actually young. So, timeline. They've both been booked, I think. Reiner's has been booked as well, by the way. So, there's a second booking. Oh, it's in! Well, they might have a ton of strikers injured, but Buska still put them up. Poland, remarkably, unbelievingly, lead the game. Fipo is still a puppy. You know what the crazy thing is, Sean? Fipo, I've known Fipo, we've known each other for what, about 5 years now, I want to say, right? So, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll lower your bonus, but I'll lower the season landmark goal bonus that you have to reach to achieve it. I think that's fair. There you go. Cheers. It's a really, really good header, by the way. It's a very good header from Buxa. So I think longer. Has it been longer? No. When did we know each other? Was it 2019 we got to know each other? Was it 2020? So I thought we got to know each other like right at the end of 2019. Well, I didn't start streaming until 2019. So I thought you were there at the early days when I started streaming. You know? So that would have been 2019. Yeah, that would have been 2019. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, pretty much 2024 because I started streaming in October and it's June. Come for the soccer, stay for the tissue. Sorry, man. I should have muted. I'm so sorry, Sean. I should have muted. So I yeah, it's all good. I'm just exhausted this morning. I don't know about you guys. I'm fucking tired after the Union game, and then also I've had the encoding issue hit. There we go. After the Union game, and then also the hockey last night. The Oilers at least gave me some. I don't even want to say they gave me some joy because I know they blew the Panthers away, but like they're still 3-1 down in the series. Like what is it for? You know what I mean? Like if the Panthers go on to win game 5, it's all for naught. So I don't like is there really something to be happy about in beating the Panthers 8-1? You know? If that was game 3, I'd have said great, we're back in the series. I just looked away to investigate what might have been knocked over by one of the cats, and I just heard the snort. I blew my nose. So Netherlands got a corner here. So the new F1 is uploading, the My Team Career. That's good. I didn't get the. Oh, that's what a save! That is a hell of a. Was that a header? Because that was a hell of a shot somehow, some way. Shoo! That came at Chesney like a bullet, man. Through a crowd as well. Very good save. No, that was a volley. That was a really good save. All right. Let's do leagues in focus. Everybody's favorite feature. I know we bang on, but I always care about how the leagues do. So you got the Premier League. City have at least guaranteed themselves the UEFA Europa League, right? They lead the Premier League by 7 points. over Liverpool. Arsenal are third. Villa still hanging on to fourth by 6 points. Chelsea have won the Carabao Cup, so they're guaranteed at least the Conference League, but they are still with a shout of qualifying for the Europa League. Spurs are sixth, Newcastle are seventh, Forest eighth. Man United are back down to ninth after they've only picked up 1 point from their last 2 games. Forest are, Brighton are 10th. My beloved West Ham are down in 13th. At the drop, it is Luton, who are pretty much all but gone. I mean, let's be honest for a second. Luton are pretty much dead and buried in this league. 13 points in 31 games is probably like borderline Derby levels of poor. You know what I mean? Sheffield United. Here's a chance. He's fired it over. Sheffield United on 26. They've gone down, came back up, and now they're getting ready to go right back down. Leicester came back up after season 1. They got promoted, or I should say, scratch that. I think, season 1 they got promoted. They barely stayed up last season. Now they're getting ready to go back down. They're on 26. Palace are only safe by a point, though. They're struggling. 1 win in their last 5. In MLS, Montreal at the top, New York City FC in second, Philly is third, DC fourth, Miami fifth, Orlando sixth, Cincinnati seventh, Atlanta eighth, Toronto ninth, Chicago, Charlotte, New England, all outside the playoffs by a point. Red Bulls at the bottom. In the West, it's the Galaxy at the top, Vancouver second, Portland third, LAFC is fourth, Salt Lake fifth, Sporting Kansas City sixth, Seattle seventh, Colorado eighth, St. Louis City ninth, Austin and Minnesota outside the playoffs by a point. San Jose are back at the foot of the table. In the SkyBet Championship, Bournemouth are at the top by 3 over Norwich, who lead the playoff places by 2. Coventry still hanging in pretty sharply in third. And then it's Wolves, Fulham, and Ipswich Town in the playoff places. Hull outside the playoff places by a point. At the bottom, Charlton now at the foot of the table after 3 straight losses. Bolton have a big win, but are still 2 points from safety. He might be offsides here. That flag probably should go up. I think he's off. Anyway, I think that was Deepay who was offsides. Bolton, he's just on. Actually, he was just on. Bolton is 2 points adrift from safety. Swansea a point adrift from safety. Millwall 1 point clear of the drop. I hope Millwall go down. Fuck Millwall. SkyBet League One. Rotherham are have secured at least a playoff place. They lead the league by 7 points after 5 straight wins in a row. Stoke are ahead of the playoff places by 3, which are occupied by Cardiff, QPR, Stockport County, Notts County still. That hasn't really changed much, even despite the fact that Stockport County have dropped 2 in a row and Notts County haven't won in 3 games. Oxford United outside the playoff places by a point along with Wickham. And at the bottom, Wimbledon at the foot of the table. They picked up a big win, but they're still 12 points adrift, and there is only 5 to play there. So they dropped 4 points, and they will be down. Peterborough United are in the drop by 11. Same with Port Vale. Exeter City now in the drop by 4 points. Cambridge and Crewe, Alexandra, and Fleetwood Town all clear the drop by 4. SkyBet League 2, Wigan secure at least a playoff place. They lead the league by a point over Chesterfield, who also have qualified for at least the playoffs. Tranmere are 4 points ahead of the playoff places in that third promotion spot. The playoffs, Colchester United, Wrexham, Carlisle United, Swindon Town down here. That's a big stop. That is a big stop. Reiner's had the ball on the left and tried to cross it, and it got taken out for a corner. And he had the trailing man who had beaten his defender as well. So that's a big stop. Gillingham outside the playoff places in League 2 by a point. At the drop, it's Northampton Town still at the foot of the table. They've picked up 5 points from their last 9 that are available, but they're still at the bottom. Hartlepool unbeaten in 5, still in the drop themselves. Ultracham haven't won in 5, but they've picked up 4 straight draws. That's enough to keep them ahead of the drop by 7 with 5 to play. Panorama National, Yeovil City still leading the National League. They had a little bit of a rough and tumble there with 2 draws and a loss. but they picked up 2 straight wins to stay at the top. Pardon me. Um, by a point. Sutton United, Harrogate Town, Southend United, Crawley Town, Kidderminster Harriers, Doncaster Rovers currently in the playoffs. Fylde have not won in 3. They've dropped out of the playoffs. They are out of the playoffs by a point, along with Scunthorpe United at the bottom. Chelmsford down, Boston United now down, and Oxford City are in danger of being the next one. They are 9 points adrift. They have just 5 to play down there. Dagenham and Redbridge also in the drop by 5 points, despite picking up 4 points from their last 6 games. Gateshead clear by 5. And the league above us, Waddington have won the league for multiple weeks now. They've been champions for at least a month. Badger Casuals, with 2 wins and 2 draws now, have leaped Dom Doyle, who haven't won in 4 games. They've picked up, 7 points out of the last 15. 10 draws for Dom Doyle. Jesus, they've drawn literally over half the season as a draw, because it's only 18-game season. So literally over half the season they've drawn games. But Badger Casuals now in the second promotion spot by a point above Dom Doyle. It's really tight for promotion, though. Look at this. Going into the last game of the season, literally Badger Casuals in second, down to Silsden White Star Reserves in sixth, all have a chance of going up. And the goal difference isn't huge between these clubs either, by the way. So that is going to be a crazy final day. Old Rivingtonian Sports Club Reserves are trying to hang on. They have picked up 4 straight draws there. In the drop by 2. Radcliffe Boys Reserves are in the drop by 1. Colne United are clear of the drop by a point. They just need to better Radcliffe Boys Reserves result, and they will be pretty much safe. Well, I shouldn't say that. They need to better both Redcliffe and Old Rivingtonians, actually, because the goal difference is not huge between Colne and Old Rivingtonians. So that's going to be that is going to be a nuts final day. Who's playing who? Who's playing who? So Lim have Colne down here. Lim are out of it. So Colne have a match against a team with a dead rubber. South Manchester have Radcliffe. So Radcliffe have to fight a team trying to fight for promotion. Waddington have Charlton Sports Club, who have already won the league. So Charlton have to try and win promotion against a team that's already won the league. They have nothing. Waddington have really nothing to play for except winning their last game at home for the championship, or to raise the trophy under a win. Badger have Silsden. That's a massive fucking game. And then Old Rivingtonians have Dom Doyle, who, oh my God, those Sunday fixtures are massive. Because Silsden have to beat Badger by what? Really 2 goals. They have to try and beat. That's a goal. Gakpo scored, and we are level. Where the fuck is Gakpo? There he is. So that is a goal. Gakpo has put it in, and we've got 1-1. They keep showing the same Dutch fan in like these overalls. I'm like, look, show the fans by all means, but like, give me different fans, man. They panned to him, I want to say 4 or 5 times. Oh, it took a deflection. That's so, man. I really feel for keepers when that kind of goal goes in, because it's like Chesney's going down to his right. He sees the ball, he sees the path, and then it just like he's already made the move in anticipation for the ball, and then it just takes a late deflection. It's like, what are you going to do? Really? Like, that is brutal. That's so harsh on a keeper. So 1-1 between Poland and the Netherlands. And we carry on. That's Leagues in Focus, by the way. Let's keep going in. Ooh, youth intake, shall we? 4 suggestions. Uh, let's. All these are fine. Ongoing for 90 minutes. The best 50 wonder kids in the world. Can I sign any of them? Washington Barrows' profile. Uh, among what? Why can't I actually look at the next 50, like the whole list? Why can't I look at the whole list? You know? Who's this? How much is he worth? 150 million pounds. Jesus. Holy shit. That's number 10. What's the top guy worth? 31 million. How does that make any sense? You can click 11 to 20. Where? Where? Oh God, thank you, Fipo. I didn't even see that. Jesus, I'm blind. It's right there in front of me. I'm blind, bro. Sorry. I need a moment. I mean, I'm not going to be able to sign any of them, but if I go to 50, for example, right, and I click this guy, honestly, obviously, I don't have the money to sign him, right? I'm not going to sign him, but I would say, if you gave me a wonder kid who's considered top 50 in the world, and your asking price was 10 million pounds, I'm probably gonna have a go at signing him if I'm a decent club. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's not bad money. Ben Harris over at Villa is one of them. Wow, no wonder Villa's good. Has he played? He's not played. He's only played the Bristol. He played in the. Is this what is this? The FA Trophy with as the youth sides? Not the FA Trophy. I'm sorry. The uh the EFL Trophy. Um, and he played twice in the under 18, had 2 goals, and averaged a 5.55. And then he's played in the World Cup qualifying as the senior World Cup qualifying, mind you. Has 3 assists and 4 goals and averaging a 7.43. This kid looks fucking good. So, and look at all the roles he plays and the positions he plays. This kid looks good. So, and he's got an ambitious personality. This kid looks really good. Where the hell did Villa find him? He was at Adelaide United? Where the shit did Villa find this kid? So, Murakami from Yokohama is what, 18? He's got decent stats. He's played 6 games in the J League. He's got 1 goal. He's doing okay. What else do we have? What is this? Real Madrid C. Oh, that's the youth side, right? It's a youth side for Real Madrid. There's a kid at Reading? Aren't Reading in like the championship or League One? They're in League One. There's a kid at Reading who's one of the top 50 wonder kids in the world. He is a winger and midfielder, and he has 3 goals, 3 assists in 30 games with 4 substitute appearances. So that's not too bad. It's not great, but he's a midfielder. He's going to score less. So, God, look at the value of him too. Fucking hell. Anyway, let's keep moving on. We got 18 days to get through shit. Not like I'm signing any of them, right? So, somebody just pinged me uh, in the FlyQuest Discord, right? Because believe it or not, a lot of us in the FlyQuest Discord are MLS fans. One guy I think is a St. Louis City fan in there. Another guy is a New England Revs fan. Obviously, I'm a Union fan, and he's like, "Did y'all really lose?" I'm like, "I prefer not to speak." He asked me about the game last night. I said, "If I speak, big trouble, big trouble. I don't want to be in big trouble." That's honestly at this rate, that's how I'm going to handle the game. If I don't have any other option really. So, uh, it's just what a disgrace. Union drew 0-0. What is this? Is he a board member? No, he's the manager. Yeah. In this save, Philly. Oh, I have. Okay, contract offer. McKendy. I'm I'm gonna trigger the extension on McKendy. I like him. Darkwa, I don't know. McKendy, we play a lot. I mean, McKendy's come off the bench what 7 times. He started 3 times. He has 1 goal. Okay, sure. That 1 goal is huge though because it scored against. Actually, I don't think that goal. It was last year's goal that was huge. So he has 7 goals in 35 games. But most of them are on the bench. 11 off the bench, 10 off the bench, 7 off the bench. So this is like goals per 90 minutes would be a better statistic for McKendy, right? Like that's what I think. He has 1 player of the match performance. Is there a way I could see advanced statistics? Like is there one under like form or something? Form, right? Or is it just stats? Is there goal? Well, this is just this season. I would like to see I don't need the friendly. Where's goals per 90 minutes? Is that a thing on here? Like look at like he's only getting 30 minutes a game. So that's my thing. Like I would rather know the goals per 90 because that would be a better indication of his productivity than just any of this stuff. Like when he did start, and he doesn't play striker all the time. He's played winger in 4 games. So when he did start at striker, he completed 39 of his 49 passes as a striker, and he scored a goal, and he had a 7.9. So, like I feel like he plays better than the stats are gonna show, because I just think he doesn't have enough minutes, you know. So I don't know. I'm gonna trigger his extension. It's free to do so. Why not? Darkwa, I'm a little I don't know about because uh he's played really well in the under 18s leagues. He's gonna be too old for the under 18s next year. So Is it worth bringing him up? I don't think it is. He has a 1-year contract. Leighton Fourth is gone. He's done, I think. Richie Towell, he hasn't played, or he has played. He's played 30 games as a defensive. He actually has quite a lot of assists as a defensive. This is terrible technical. Holy crap, that's bad. That's so bad. Like if I go to Darkwa, it's not great, but there's pockets where he's okay. He's really not that good, actually. That might be copium. Uh, Towel does have a year left. Like I could trigger his extension for another year. They're doing. I think Darkwa, as much as he's absolutely torn up the leagues below. I mean, he has what 17 goals and so he has 24 goal involvements in 27 games. Last season he had 22 goal involvements in 26 games. The man produces. So I don't know. But he's not rated very highly by my scouts, my assistant. He doesn't fit into any group. He's not consistent. He has a competitive streak. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's not worth re-signing him. Uh, so that's my take. He's set for. I think we're going to set him for release. I think Towel will set for release as well. So I think that's that. B plus no. I don't need a striker. I really don't. Not interested in these two. I need a defensive. I need a center back. Is what I need. None of these fucking scouting reports was for a center back. I thought I asked the scouting center to recruit. I have all these players in range, right? I thought I asked. I thought I asked my scouting team. I did. I asked my scouting team for a scouting report. So I don't understand why I'm not get scouting in this game is so fucking broken. So scout these guys, will you? Fully scout until player knowledge, okay. Same with these three. Fully scout. Where's my scouting budget, by the way? 92.5K. I think we have enough. I think we have enough. How much do I have left? Doesn't tell me, does it? No. Oh well. So that's fine. Fine. If I go to finances, does it tell me? Expenditure doesn't tell me. So anyway, let's keep going. 18 to go. Brat's coming back from international duty in 2 days. 1 day now because we're about to tick over. So still 1-1 in a Poland-Netherlands game. A lot of good chances for both sides, by the way. How much stoppage time? I think we're going to have only maybe a minute or two of stoppage, by the way. Well, I would imagine it's 2 minutes of stoppage because of the 2 goals, right? So you'd have to think that At a minimum, we're getting 2 minutes. We're only getting 1 additional minute. We've almost played that minute out already. God, fuck's sake. I hate it when clubs do that. You know, you got 20 seconds left in the half. The left back has it. Instead of going long with the ball, he passes it back to the center back or the goalkeeper. Like, what are you doing with the ball? You know, oh, there's a chance. Oh my lord. Oh my god. That was insanely close for the Netherlands. Is that a corner or is that going to be a goal kick? That's a goal kick. That's the half. That's got to be the half. Yep. Let's go. And then go. It is halftime. So, halftime at the Euros. 1-1. You know what amazes me, by the way, if you look at the calendar? The actual regular season ends before the under 18. So we've got this game here versus Earlham, and the other 18s don't end for another 4 weeks, man, or 3 weeks. So literally, most of the senior squad's going to go on break on the 19th and say that's it, and the under 18s have to stay for 3 more weeks and play out the rest of their season. So it's insane to me. It's crazy talk. It's crazy talk. So that's just the way it is down here, I guess. Usually most clubs down here don't have an under 18s team though, so it's just is what it is. Anyway, uh, David O'Connor out with a damaged spine for Earlham. They have one injury right now. We have none. Hopefully it stays that way. Knock on wood. Uh, Still 17 days to go until the fixture. If you're on YouTube, this is going to be a hell of a slow episode with all the scouting and also the thing we got. Ooh, ooh, 50,000 is all you want for him? Ooh, I need a center back, guys. Please, please. What about this guy? 95,000. No nonsense center back. I could get him as a ball playing defender. What the fuck? Scout him. Why not? Will you? It'll probably be that he has no interest in joining us, which I don't care if he does or doesn't. Just scout him anyway. At this rate, get him on the radar. So, I liked the second season we had, by the way, last season, the schedule for last season, because this season was very odd. This season, you know, the whole first, he's getting a no. The whole first half of the season, and he's also a no. Um, it was one of these things where we played like once every other week, and then we had a few fixtures that were like back-to-back weekends, and now we've gotten into post January, right? And it's just been 3 weeks between each fixture, and I'm like, it's just too much time, man. Last season there was no separation. It was literally every 2 weeks was a match. Nothing special, just 2 weeks match, 2 weeks match, 2 weeks match, 2 weeks match. And I'm like, it's much more balanced that way. I like it better that way. The schedule is just way better that way. Come on. There we go. Pulling an annoying ass tag out of my jersey. So, uh, who was player of the match? Anybody. Uh, Kirk Griffith's performance. Kirk Griffith. He's not even listed here, mate. Where's oh, here we go. It was a 0-0. Kerry Evans won player of the match. He played well. Yeah, Zeverona did as well, by the way. Kirk Griffiths did as keeper. I don't need a keeper. I need a center back though. Thomas looks all right. He's a wing back, or you know, full back if you would. Hello, hello. What's this? This is not that. He has 18 aggression and 17 bravery. Look at his stats at center back. 5, 8, and 11. So literally some of his better technicals. 18, 3, 7. Okay, anticipation needs a little bit of work, right? Concentration, positioning, jumping, reach, strength. I think I like this guy. I think I like this guy a lot. I might approach to sign him. No, he's not going to be a star player. Youngster. He's a youngster. A youth contract. I mean, that's all we get him on is a youth contract. I'm going to offer him a contract. So I like him a lot. He was listed as one of the better ones, Jordan Crampton. But I don't even like him as a right back. I like him as a center back. I think he does well as a center back. Uh, Podrick Broders, 20 aggression. Good lord, man's coming for your ankle. Uh, so let's see, striker. Uh, Not bad. Are these really all the youth candidates? Here we go. This is the top talent. How many is it? What about Thomas here? Not bad for his position. His positioning's pretty poor and his anticipation needs work, but he's not all that bad. Kirk Griffiths is actually decent for this level. It's so funny to watch football managers, by the way, other football manager streams, because they would look at stats like this and be like, he's not good enough. You know what I mean? Which is totally understandable. You know what I mean? Sean plays with Bristol City, so Sean would look at these stats and be like, it's not good enough. But we're so far down the pyramid. I'm looking at these stats going, actually, these aren't that bad. So like this is pretty poor on the technical side. Just overall in general, no matter what. Like this is pretty poor on the technical side. One, 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 one. Like just not like no. But then you get a player like this who has things you can work with a bit here. They're like, okay, first touch really good. Free kick taking is really good. He takes good corners. He's got good technique. His mental's pretty good. You know, he's got good work rate. His concentration needs work, sure. Might be the weakest part of his game. If I click up here, he's a little bit. It looks like stats wise, he's actually a little bit weaker at the AMC than he is at the midfield. But you know what? Solid pace for this level. Pretty good agility. Um, so I will let my director of football take care of it. And then we're going to evaluate our contract situation because we need to look at where we can cut costs. I think we already told Hemingway he's going. I think that much is true. I think Hemingway is going. it might. I think his contract actually might trigger an auto extension, but if he does, we're just going to terminate it probably. Pay him the compensation and say so long. But you know, still halftime at the Netherlands game, by the way. Uh, I gotta ask Milk how he feels about his side, man. They've looked good in pockets. I didn't actually expect Poland to look as good as they did. I feel like uh, Poland is like a Croatia light almost, right? A lot of great players, really good generation, very much at the end of kind of their run. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like Poland is quite a bit. Um, you can kind of say the same about the Netherlands, but I feel like they still have some decent younger talent at the Netherlands. Netherlands always produces great footballing talent. Really, really, they do. But that's the thing. I was wondering what has Poland really produced recently? Because some of these players on this Polish side, this is it, man. This is the last ride. You just got to enjoy the tournament. So homegrown, there you go. Sneaky gets reward. Hey, Sneaky is staying with us. Let's go. I'm gonna snip this and send it to the Snickster. Hey, where is Snicky? There we go. And it's got a contract clause in there that lets me extend their contract. So if we get promoted, their contract gets extended. If we and then we can actually choose to. Oh my God, what a terrible signing, or scouting. Uh, ooh, ooh. Oh my God, this guy looks so good. He's been playing in Skybet League 2. He is not coming to us, mate. He is not. He is going to tell us to fuck right off. But he's looking good. So 18, he's tearing up League 2. There you go. Sticky actually responded and said, "Hell yeah!" So let's go. Let's go. USA got Bolivia tonight, which is like one of those games where it's totally winnable for the US. Bolivia is, and they very much could uh, smoke them and put all these worries from the Colombia game to bed for now. Or they could come out and just absolutely struggle and look like dog and still find a way to win like 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. I feel like we're going to get one of the two. One of the two US's tonight. They could also struggle and then draw Bolivia and need a win against like Argentina or some shit in the tournament. I'm not really I'm not really closely watching Copa America. Don't really care for Copa America. It's not our tournament, man. Why are we playing it? It's not our tournament. You know. We are getting ready, by the way, for the start of the second half. Let's get the scoreboard back up there. That will start at 45. It's paused, so it says 0-0, but it will start at 45. We've had one substitution, Szymanski for Motor. So let's get that on there now for you. Out is sorry, yeah. I saw out is Szymanski, in is Motor. So that is your. Let me get rid of the match screen. So Szymanski out, Motor in. That's your substitution at half. We are getting ready for the start of the second half. Waiting on the whistle. There we go. We're underway. We're back underway in the Euros. Poland and the Netherlands. So Buska in the 16th, and then Dippo in the 29th. And that's where we're at right now. It's been a good game, actually. It's been a really good game. This has been arguably one of the better games of the year. The Switzerland-Hungary game actually was pretty good too, but we didn't get to watch it because Fox is full of shit. So, but that's a good ball. That's a great ball. And oh my God, how is that ball not going in? That's such a great ball. Wow. You know, he headed it back across. I thought he could have had a go at sneaking it in the near post. Here comes the Dutch again. Great ball back. Misses the pass. Poland's got it. No, somehow it snuck out to the Dutch. Um, good overlapping run. Oh, what a ball! That's what a cutback! What a cutback in the box, and literally, unfortunately, nobody was there in the space in between the lines. So we got a lot of players who were considered homegrown, by the way. So need to get me something to eat after this, by the way. I haven't had anything. I've had a donut. That's my breakfast. I've had a donut. So should have settled that. Could have settled that. Now has it finally. We've still got 14 days to go. Oh, that hurt. He's limping. Who's that pass to? What are they doing? Good ball. Good block. What is this? Oh, the World Cup. That's right. We are watching the World Cup as our summer tournament, by the way. Let's look at the groups. Czechia, Greece, Japan, and the United States. That's actually a group for once the U.S. can do. Oh, that's a long shot. The U.S. might be able to do something in. And look, the U.S. has done well in World Cups past, right? Getting out of their group, right? But I think what people don't realize is because the draws are region based in the World Cup, like usually you have a pot of European teams, you have a pot of CONCACAF teams, you have a pot of the Asian teams or the African team, right? Because the draw is regionally based, regions like Asia and CONCACAF usually get screwed the hardest because they're usually in the group of death. Like the U.S. is usually in the group of death because they have to be drawn against a South American team and a European team almost every single World Cup, right? So every single World Cup they're playing a Portugal, a Germany, you know, a Brazil, a Ghana, somebody like solid. You know what I mean? Um, so the fact that they got Czechia, Greece, Japan in their group, that's a very winnable group for the U.S. Like that's probably one of the better groups they could have gotten. Um, of course, I think they're in pot one because they're the hosts, right, or the co-hosts. Group two: Australia, Canada, Mali, Serbia. That's actually a really interesting group because Mali are you can't write them off, but they're not one of the most dominant African sides. Same with Serbia, right? When it comes to Europe, Australia are going to be kind of punchy. Canada have a lot of quality in that side. Group C is Ecuador, Mexico, Sweden, Tunisia. Mexico should do okay there, but Sweden and Tunisia are going to be kind of tough for them. Group D is Cuba, France, Morocco, Turkey. It should be France and Morocco's group. Turkey is the only other one that might do something in this group. France are going to have an easy time in Group D. Uh, Group E is Denmark, Paraguay, Senegal, and Uzbekistan. So Senegal and Denmark should be totally fine in this group. Um, Group F is Algeria, Haiti, Spain, Uruguay. Uh, it's a little bit interesting because Algeria is the enigma here, right? They're usually a decent side, Algeria. Uh, Obviously, you would favor Spain and Uruguay, but that's got to be a free kick the other way, if anything. Group G is Colombia. Whoa. Colombia, Ivory Coast, Portugal, and Saudi Arabia. So Saudis aren't going to do anything, but Colombia, Ivory Coast, and Portugal. Jesus. Uh, I would fancy Colombia and Portugal here, but whew, whew, that's a tricky group. Group H is Argentina, Ghana, Iran, and Wales. RIP Wales. That is an impossible group for them to get out of. Iran is probably one of the best Asian teams. Ghana is probably one of the best African teams. And we know that Argentina is one of the best South American teams. So that is going to be, there's fireworks in that group. That might be the group of death. Group I is Cameroon, the Netherlands, New Zealand, South Korea. I want to believe in South Korea, but RIP South Korea. It should be the Dutch and Cameroon that come out of that group. Group J is Brazil, El Salvador, Nigeria, and Slovakia. I think it'll be Brazil and Slovakia. Nigeria could also be second. El Salvador don't have a chance. Group K is Chile, Italy, Qatar, and Ukraine. It's definitely Italy. It should be Chile. It might be Qatar. Group L is Egypt, England, Germany, and the United Arab Emirates. Holy moly. I think that's the group of death. Because Egypt are no pushovers. Where are they ranked? They're ranked 38th in the world. And England is probably top 10. England's 4th. Germany's probably top 10. Germany is 11th. So they're not top 10. And UAE is 46th. So I would say Group L or Group G, or Group L or Group H are the group of death. Group H actually might be the group of death. Ghana is 23rd. Argentina's second. Iran is joint 30th, and Wales is 44th. So That is, it's going to be interesting. The World Cup is going to be very interesting. Was it under news? It was. It was under news. Uh, so World Cup matches. We're going to attend USA Greece. I only get to pick one a day. That's right. USA Greece. Day 2 we'll do. Uh, we've only had the sub, by the way. They've had some big chances in the Euros too, but not. It's a really good counterattack. But did he move too early? Is the question? He might have. No, he didn't. He just fired it wide. Group. The day 2 we'll do. Denmark Senegal might actually be pretty interesting. Morocco France is actually going to be quite interesting. And so will Algeria Spain. We'll do Morocco, France. Expanded fields means more groups of death. I'm here for it. It means two things as we have a sub come on the screen, a double sub actually coming up on the screen. It means two things. It means you're right. There'll be tougher groups, but it also means that you are going to get some groups that are just absolutely dog. Like you are going to get some groups that are just like not good. Like is any of the teams in Group C going to go anywhere? Not really. You know what I mean? Are any of the teams here, like in Group I, going to do anything in this tournament? Not really. You know what I mean? So you have some groups that you're looking like Group B is going to be interesting because it's so wide open. So the group stage will be interesting. Once you get past the group stage, none of those teams are going anywhere, mate. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. You know, it's going to make the opening knockout round kind of dull in a way. Because you are going to get these matchups where like Brazil is going to have to play like a team that maybe it's an underdog that sneaks through the group stage, and it's like, oh, you're going to get freaking Brazil gets to play Paraguay, or Brazil gets to play, you know, Canada. Is that really going to be a great game? Is the thing. Probably not. So I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Let's see. We've had a few subs, by the way, at the Euros. So Urbanski is out and Swiderski is in. So there's going to be a group that'll have 80th ranked CONCACAF or Asian side take 7 points and it gets smoked by middling European sides. Exactly. So we've had a substitution in the Euros, by the way. So there's your first sub. They've actually made a double sub. So there's the first one. And then we've had Romansuk is out, and he has been replaced by Slies, number 24. So here's your second substitution in the Euros, by the way. So Poland make a double sub. So, and look, I don't mean to sound elitist. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to come off that way, right? But it's something where like, is the World Cup going to continue to expand beyond the quality of the teams? You know what I mean? Like the qualifiers have to mean something, right? So, these are the 48 best teams in the world that are going to the World Cup. That's fine. But then if the tournament expands even more in the future, say to 64 teams, and, FIFA are eventually going to look at it 40 years from now and say, if we fit more games at the World Cup, we'll sell more tickets, and that'll mean more money, and they'll expand it. So, uh, that's kind of my concern, is where are we actually headed? Egypt, England's going to be interesting. Slovakia, we'll do Egypt, England. USA, Japan. USA, Japan's actually going to be quite a good game. Denmark, Paraguay might be good. Spain or Uruguay is going to be great. South Korea, England, Germany. You got to go to that game. USA, Czechia. Let's see. Paraguay, Senegal, maybe. South Korea again. Uh, Egypt, Italy, Ukraine might be good. Uh, Nigeria, Brazil as well. Nigeria, Brazil, and that's the group stage games we'll attend for now. Obviously, might change as the groups obviously play out. So Poland have 2 subs left, by the way. So somebody told me the other day they don't really believe in Ronald Koeman, and I'm like, don't tell me that. France Cuba has some stop, he's already dead energy. That's great. What a line. Poland here. Okay. Yeah, I agree. That's the thing. You're going to get some of the like you already have some of those games at the World Cup on a 32 field team. So I don't know. 48 is going to be kind of exacerbation of that. But yeah, that's my concern. It's the same thing with the Euros, right? Portugal won it the one time as a third place team, and they didn't even look that great. But you know, if the Euros expanded to 32 teams, what for example, what would the qualifiers be for? You know what I mean? There's only what 50, 60 some countries in Europe. So how many are you eliminating in the qualifiers? You know, so same thing with the World Cup. Like if the World Cup expanded further, say in 40 years' time, to a 64 team field, would first off you have to think about the costs of the host nation hosting it, right? And second off, you'd have to think what is anybody gaining by inviting the 5th placed or 6th place CONCACAF team, you know, or the 7th or 8th place common ball team? They're not really gaining anything. You know what I mean? So that's my concern is where does it end? So 48's fine, but like I don't know. I wouldn't go any further. Taking taking more than 4 teams from CONCACAF is malpractice. That's what we're getting now, right? We're getting what 5 or 6, right? Aren't we? Aren't we getting we're getting here we go. World Cup here we go. Qualification. We are getting 6 teams from CONCACAF. The 3 hosts plus 3 qualifiers. They're in the second round right now of qualifying. Who's the first round? What the fuck? Who was the first round? Uh, Winners of the first round. So the first round of qualifying, Anguilla beat Turks and Caicos Islands, and the British Virgin Islands beat the U.S. Virgin Islands. That was the entire first round. The second round, Honduras, Cuba, Cayman Islands, Antigua, Barbuda, and Bermuda are in Group A. Man, these B pluses have got to stop, man. Where the freak are we getting the quality, man? Group B is Costa Rica, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, Grenada, and Bahamas. Group C is Curacao, Haiti, St. Lucia, Aruba, and Barbados. Group D is Nicaragua, Panama, Guyana, Montserrat, and Belize. Group E is Guatemala, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, Dominica, and the British Virgin Islands. Where is Dominica? Oh, okay. Okay. And then Group F is Suriname, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Anguilla. So did they say is Jamaica? Yeah, Jamaica. So so that's the second round. The winners then go to the third round, of which the top two from there go to the third. Just a murderous row of quality football. Yeah, of which, as Southampton beat West Ham, uh, of which the top two of those groups go to the third round of qualifying, which will draw 12 teams into three groups of four. The winners of those three groups will move on to the World Cup. And then the second place of those three, the two best second place teams will move on to the Interconfederation playoffs. Of which a playoff tournament involving 6 teams will be held to decide the final 2 berths. It will be a 4-team knockout tournament. So there is actually a chance that 8 CONCACAF teams, it's not going to happen, but there's hypothetically a chance that 8 CONCACAF teams could make the World Cup. That sounds like torture. That sounds like absolute torturous watching. This is starting to sound like the playoff explainers scene from basketball. You know what? I don't get the Nations League shit. That's what confuses the crap out of me, man. All the Nations League bollocks and like, have you seen the Nations League crap in Europe and how it like affects? You want me to offer Kirk Griffins a contract and he hasn't even played. Oh, this is he played. He was a youth guy. He's on a youth contract. Why would I offer him a pre-con? He's on a youth contract. He's fine. I don't have to offer him a contract for a while. Uh, so anyway, um, yeah. If the Nations League is the stuff, UEFA Nations League. This is the most wank stuff I've ever seen. Like, it just I don't understand it. uh, like, oh, that was the thing. The Euro qualifiers. So the Euro qualifiers, right? They have this page. Where the freak is it, man? 2024 Euro qualifying tournament. Here we go. We're not doing leagues in focus. We've already done it this episode. Snicky's out 2 to 3 days. That's fine. The team selection, yeah. The team selection process determined the 12 teams that competed on the playoffs based on the Nations League's overall rankings using a set of criteria that obeyed the following principles. Nations League tournaments are what happen when networks want to air more matches. That's exactly right. When people say friendlies are pointless, so then they create this shit. So this is a criteria. Leagues A, B, and C each formed a path with the 4 best ranked teams not yet qualified. If one of those leagues had fewer than 4 non-qualifying teams, spots were taken first by the best group winner from League D, unless they've already qualified, and then by any other eligible teams based on rankings. Group winners from Leagues B and C could not face teams from higher leagues. What the fuck does any of that mean? What does any of that actually mean? Do you know what I mean? And somewhere There's somebody who follows. I mean, I follow football. I like to think I follow football closely, somewhat closely, right? More the club game than the international game. Don't get me wrong. But somewhere, some guy, some probably European, is sitting there going, "Oh, it makes total sense. Here's how simple it is." And I'm sitting here going, "You couldn't pay me to understand this shit. You could not pay me to understand that shit." We had two subs, and I totally missed them, by the way. These are subs in the 60-second minute that happened, by the way. Uh, when you let Boomhauer write the rules charter for your competition, I know who that is, and I like that. That's very good. So I might not follow American football too much, but I know who that is. Let's get you the substitutions. By the way, there's the first one. Wijnaldum has come on for the Netherlands. So that's the first sub. Again, these are from the 62nd minute, um, and then you've had Simons out, and Danielle Mallon is now in. So we have moved on to the set. We're actually about to take over to the 71st minute, so I'm almost 10 minutes behind with the subs. Apologies. We haven't had any additional bookings or anything like that. We're still fine. There's 20 minutes left in the game plus stoppage. It's been a good game. The second half has been a bit. Ooh, ooh. That's. Oh, I have 177. Oh, I have 300. I have a whole year to improve training facilities as a wide target forward. He wants to be a wide target forward. I totally didn't even see that, and I have him as a Tre Quarista. I mean, that's fine. I'll play you in the wide target forward. He wants to play at right winger. That's where I want him anyway, right? So we're gonna say we're not interested in this guy. Uh, I need a defensive center, mate. I need a fucking defensive center. Please give me somebody who can play defensive center. Again, none of these scouting for this guy here, but he's already at Luton and he's already making money. Luton under 18s. Would it be interesting? He is interested in joining. He's a potential level 50. Hang on. Make an offer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. See if I can actually pick up this center back that my players want me to pick up. My players want me to sign a center back. So shit, if I can do that, make him happy, and he's not a bad center back, it's worth a go. That's how I feel. Um, we're still ticking down. 10 days to go, by the way. So corner here for the Netherlands again, by the way. Oh, that was close. That's very close. It's a really good chance. Uh, that's gone missing for the Dutch, unfortunately. I need the Dutch to do something, man. I was drawn in a competition in D's Discord, and um, you got randomly assigned uh, a club, and if they win the Euros, you win a gift card. And I got the Netherlands. That's who I pulled. I pulled the Dutch. So the fact that this is only 1-1, I need the Dutch to pick it up. I'm gonna get something orange to wear. Maybe I don't know. I gotta go all in on the Dutch, man. So I'm ready. I'm on board. Oh man, what a sloppy. Yeah, just get up and play on. The players have fallen all over each other, by the way, this game. It's been a lot of they just tumbled around quite a bit. Finances. We're doing okay. Is there a way sorry, is there a way I can adjust the scouting budget? I can. I don't want to move the scouting budget down too much. The scouting range is 89 point. Let me move that up. Move the transfer budget away. Because the scouting range we selected is high. So I want to, whatever you call it, make sure I don't undercut myself on the scouting budget because of what I selected for the range, right? So um, about 15 minutes left in the Poland-Netherlands game. I can loan you my Netherlands jersey from when my sister went to Amsterdam on a work trip. Kurt, you're in much better shape than I am, brother. That thing will probably not fit me, brother. But I appreciate it's the thought that counts, my man. It's the thought that counts. But yeah, I'm quite fat, so if anything, I'm not. I don't even squeeze into this. This is a UK2XL, and it's a bit tight. And I say UK2XL because we all know they are much smaller than US 2XLs, right? But nonetheless, I bought a 2XL from the UK. My Chatham jerseys and I don't fit in them, sadly, and it upsets me because they're really nice. The Chatham jerseys are actually really really nice, um, but they are egregiously tight. And then I actually bought a Countess jersey from when she played on Raven, maybe I think the org was called back before she signed with G2 as a League of Legends player for G2, and I that jersey is so tight. That's the tightest 2XL I've ever worn. It's Chesney's becoming the captain because we have a sub out. So we do have a Polish sub here coming in. They're using another one. They have one sub remaining. So they're trying to win this game. The Dutch still have 3. So yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I have a few European or UK 2XLs I can't even squeeze into. I mean, even some of the football ones I have now are kind of tighter. The Bristol City one I have is a bit tight on me. I think you've seen that jersey last weekend or the weekend prior. I think you did. But yeah, it's a bit snug. The UK sizes obviously run more snug, but I keep buying them because I want to lose weight. So it's a good motivator to actually do so, even though I haven't been to the gym in about 2 months, and I need to get back there because I was losing weight. I was starting to just lose weight because I was going 3 or 4 times a week, and on the weekends I was doing a solid like 2 to 3 hour sessions. They were long on the weekends. So I would get on and do like 30 miles on the bike and whatnot, and I thought that is really I was doing really well, and then I just threw it all away by stopped going. XXL is my size for most items that I wear. A few XLs in my wardrobe that are quite generous. Okay. Yeah, the one that I wore uh, on yesterday's stream, the Patreon one, the Wolf's Angels one, with the cat badge and the Patreon logo, the pink and black. That is a 2XL, and that's a very generous 2XL. Uh, so, ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, this is not bad at all. I just want to knock one tick off everything just to try and get you a little bit cheaper, mate. Always try to gotta get a little bit cheaper. Okay. Okay. We are so close to an agreement. Okay. I'll up your sign-on fee. Okay. The wage has to come down. I'll leave the rest. I'll up your sign-on fee again, and I want an option. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. How about that? He wants 140. I'll give him 140. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. 140 is not too bad. Um, where are we at with the Poland Netherlands game? Still 10 minutes to play. Yeah, I don't. I used to. The last time I fit into an XL, by the way, is college. College was the last XL time I could actually fit into an XL. And the problem I have is I'm very tall. So XL's the one in college. It came right down to the bottom of the stomach, but like right at the belt line. But that's it. So the moment I reached up, it was over. You know, what I mean? The moment I had to reach for anything, it was over. But that's the last time I could actually get into an XL. Um, Now I've left college. I'm 36. I left college when I was 22, so that's 14 years. I'm 6'4", so I know the pain. Yeah, listen, you might agree with what I'm about to say, but I do want to get your opinion on it real quick, Sean. And that is, I feel like 6'3", 6'4" is not a great height to be, and everyone always asks me why, and I say because if you're 6'3" or 6'4", you're a little too tall for the regular size shirts, but you're not tall enough for the big and tall shirts. You know what I mean? And I have that problem. Like, especially undershirts. Like, I always wear an undershirt, right? I always have a white undershirt. Especially being kind of fat, too. You know what I mean? Like, because I have a belly, it now has to go over the belly, too. But it's like, bingo. Thank you. Somebody else finally understands my pain. I express this so many times, and um, I have a friend who is in Canada. She lives in Toronto. I've known her for fucking God knows how many years now. It had to have been. I think I've known this friend of mine for like 10 years. Oh, that's a goal. We've had a goal. The Dutch have scored. I think it's number 9. Weghorst has scored, and the Dutch lead late. Very good move from him, by the way. I wear black undershirts for the exact same reason. Yeah, I don't like. I have to have an undershirt. I can't wear a shirt directly on the skin. Like I have to have an undershirt. I just hate the feel of it. But like my biggest problem is yeah, that they're not long enough. But then if I buy a big and tall, if I buy because I've bought tall undershirts before, I'm stuffing 5 inches of shirt down, 5 6 inches of shirt down my pants when I want to tuck it in, and I'm like I can't. It's so uncomfortable. So it feels like I'm wearing a freaking dress. It's good. Chesney maybe should have had that. The defender was all over the shop, but Dutch lead late. So it's been a very good game so far. I have to say it's been probably the best game of the Euros. I love all the stupid replica trophies the fans make, man. They're so shit, but I love it every year. Every year. Uh, we're good there. We have the under 18s match 8 days away, and then I have to set up. I have to spend time setting up the next match actually for the Euros as well, which I think is who is coming up next actually. Slovenia and Denmark. That's going to be an interesting game. I prefer going untucked as much as I can with polos, dress shirts. Big tall measurements make me look like I'm wearing a suggestively short skirt. Yeah, exactly right. When I go out, I always like right now I don't have anything tucked in, but when I go out, I always tuck my undershirt in. The undershirt gets tucked in, and then obviously whatever overshirt I don't tuck that in. Um, Even when I golf, I'm you can tell who's an older golfer because just be like, "Are you wearing that untucked?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, come on, man, we're golfing. Chill. It's not a fucking school procession. You know what I mean? Like, just relax. So, but yeah, what you would call it? I usually am the same. Like at home, especially untucked. But when I go out, the undershirt is always tucked in. So, but that's why I can't get a tall shirt because then it's just too much. Like you said, it's like a suggestive short skirt. So, we gotta keep go moving on. 7 days to go. We got the under 18s fixture. There's the last sub, by the way, for the polls. I think that was 18 was out. The Dutch have also made a sub. Uh, oh, there was a double sub from the from the Dutch. He literally subbed on Depay or subbed on Weghorst for Depay, and 2 minutes later he scored. So I've completely lost what the subs are, and I'm not going to worry about it, quite frankly. But everybody, no subs remaining for any side. So this is it for the last 3 minutes in stoppage. There we go. That's a lot of hope. That should be. I thought it was a foul. I thought that was a foul. Anyway, uh, going to see what we have. By the way, still 7 days to go. I wonder how the under 18s have done. By the way, How's our upload coming, by the way? That's the other thing. A few years ago, when I was down a few pounds compared to now, I covered a basketball game with one of the coaches being a very old school guy. I go to talk to him after the game. He spends 5 minutes asking why you media types dress like you're going to the gym instead of the office. My fashion cry was an untucked black polo that maybe dropped an inch below my belt line. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've been hassled once on the golf course for an untucked shirt, and I'm like, who cares? Like that was my biggest thing. I was like, why? First off, why do you care to make it a point that you care about? You know what I mean? Like why, as opposed to just letting me be. Oh, what a save! What a save! And then secondly, like, what difference does it make on the game of golf that we're about to play? Do you know what I mean? Like that's what I always never understood with uh, um, people who just. My argument is always a tie won't make me type faster on deadline. Yeah, that's true. That's good. When I used to sell fine men's clothing, I didn't argue because you kind of understand, right? You have to look the part because you're selling the part. You're literally selling the item. So I didn't have any quarrels about that, right? But um, after that, thankfully, I haven't worked another white collar job, and that's not even a white collar job. It's a very blue collar job. You just have to wear a white collar to it. Um, but I don't know. People care too much about shit that literally just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, does it? Uh, Harrison Shine says Counterlogic under 18's triumph. Harrison, well, I'll tell you what, mate. Look at that. Liam Lawrence at the 93rd minute to get a big win over Netwinch under 18s. Player of the match, Tyler Harrison. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and the assist on the goal. Fair play. Left it quite late, but Netwinch are a good side. 11-11 and 9. We moved to 18-6 and 7. Still 3 points back of Chester, but now 4 clear of Bradford Park Avs. Nobody's catching Oldham, although Oldham did lose. Oldham under 18s, they went all last season unbeaten. They won 18 games this season unbeaten. They've lost their first. Then they went unbeaten again for 11, 12 games. They've now lost again. So Oldham have 2 losses on the season. Nobody's catching them, though. They are a point away from being champs anyway. So I would like to see if we can pip. We have a plus 38 goal difference, by the way, which is the best in the league. So we probably concede way too fucking much. That's probably what the issue is. We've conceded 45, which is also one of the highest in the leagues. It is joint second highest in the league with Chorley, who are in 13th. Thankfully, my employer is okay with dress to your personality, but remember that you're in an office. Thankfully, mine is very relaxed as well. Mine is very chill. Uh, long range shot, nothing doing there. So it's t-shirt and jeans for me all day, every day. So we're going to sign that center back, man. Our players, I hope our players are happy because I want to say 4 or 5 of them said, hey, we really need to sign a center back. We really need to improve center back. And I've only gone and done it. So I hope they're happy. We're playing 5 minutes of added time, by the way. Polos, jeans, and some kind of fitted cap. There you go. I don't even need to wear polos, mate. You know what I wear most days to the office? Football jerseys. It's going to get to a point, Sean, where I have such a huge collection of football jerseys that it doesn't matter if I'm going into work, going out, no matter what. Every day is just going to be a football jersey. So I'm trying to make it so it's lower league because they're significantly cheaper. Like, significantly cheaper. I've bought a jersey this year from a lower league club where the shipping costs to ship it from the UK to the US cost more than the actual jersey itself. So I had one. They wanted 20 quid for the jersey, and then to ship it internationally, I had to pay 30 quid. So yeah, it was 50 quid for a jersey, which is like after the conversion, what, uh, $65, something like that, and and most of that, $40 of that was just the shipping. So, but Poles trying really hard. They got a minute to get something out of this game. That is not going to help them. This might be the last hurrah here. They got to throw it in their own half. 30 seconds left. Yeah, they're pushing everybody forward. The ball's coming in, the long ball. Oh, that was an awkward save. Had to be. But it is indeed saved. And so, oh, West Ham beat Genk in the Europa Conference League. There you go. There you go. So they are going to go away with a 2-0 lead. Woohoo! We signed our player, and the fans are happy to sign a good player. That's good. Uh, so I'm going to save the game because I am actually going to ask myself to welcome him into the club. That is going to do it though for the game. By the way, that is that. It is uh, full time, and the Dutch on an 83rd minute goal have beaten the Poles 2-1. Uh, so B, I'm not interested in. Look, if I'm declining B pluses, do you really think I'm going to take a B? But we found one at least. This is the end of the season coming up. 6 days to go. So I have to prep as well for the next match, which I think I can't even remember what the hell I said it was. Slovenia and Denmark, I think. Right? Is match number 2. So it's a good win for the Dutch, though. They needed that. They really did. Yes, Slovenia and Denmark is going to be the next match, which is also which is Group C, I think, right? Yeah. So Slovenia, Denmark, Group C. So we need to I need to get ready for the for the match. Uh, who is the just everything? Who's the ref? Things like that. This is gonna be Sandro Scharer is the ref. He's Swiss. Who's home and who's away? Technically, Slovenia is technically the home team. So Slow and Den, Slovenia. I think isn't there abbreviation like SLN? Because SLO is Slovakia, or is it SVK is Slovakia? I don't know. I don't know these things. Strength training, that's fine. Yes. You would. This guy would just have me sign everybody. Fuck's sake. uh, no. God, look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Good lord. So I have wonderful support. McKendy's game has improved considerably in the last 6 months, and he can now be considered a level 17 striker. Good, because we're moving up to level 17. So that's good. Uh, that's pretty standard stuff. I got the ref. I got everything. I think the three-digit code is going to be. Oh, you know what? It might be SBN for Slovenia. That might be it. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to focus too much on it. Roy Cox is out. What, 5 to 7 weeks? It said. I think it's no big deal. He's not a starter anyway. I need to launch Notepad so I can fix the lineups and download the logos. So list players home, lineup home, list players away, lineup away. There we go. And let me get the logo. So Slovenia is one. They're the home team coming up. Grab that. Open image in new tab. And Denmark is the other. There we go. Open image in new tab. So right click, hit save as. They are home. Close tab. Right click, save as. They are away. So I got the logo set. I just have to do the list of players. Isn't Kasper Schmeichel like 30 now? He's 37? Kasper Schmeichel's that old? I didn't realize Kasper Schmeichel was that old. Wow. I didn't even think. Wow. I it is nice that first off, I actually do like Peter Schmeichel's dad quite a lot. I think he's carries himself very well. Um, but it must be neat to know that like, you know, Kasper Schmeichel was why is it not there we go. Or Peter Schmeichel, I should say, right, was such an amazing goalkeeper. And obviously a world class player, top of his game, won the Euros with Denmark, right? But to know that, like, because it's got to be tough to have a son who's not fitted to be or built to be like as good as you were as a goalkeeper, right? Or as good as you were as a player, but still watch him go on to win things like the Premier League and whatnot. Like that's still, as a dad, got to be one of the best things in the world. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't have kids. I don't know, and I probably never will know. But still, it's got to be a great feeling, and to see him watch and to see him play for the national team as well. Like that's got to be an incredible feeling. So, ooh, that was, I fucked that all up. Okay, there we go. I think we're waiting on the lineups to come out. Still, in the meantime, I'm putting together the actual list because I need the full list of players to do the subs and the bookings and things like that. So, keeping an eye on stream and getting us moving here towards this final fixture of the season. It's a very relaxed stream. It's a very obviously chill YouTube video because with the Euros going on, we're just enjoying the football. Just couldn't do last night because fucking Union are so goddamn disappointing. But aside from that, uh, I could say the same thing about West Ham. They're usually a disappointment as well. Let's see here. We have a transfer offer. Richie Towell. How do you even say this? Unise Huntington? Richie Towell as a target. Did I just sign him? No. He's homegrown. He's played 32 games in the under-18s league this season, 4 goals, 10 assists as a defensive midfielder and center back, averaging a 7.23. Last season he played 2 appearances. He had 2 appearances. Oh, I don't know if I want to let. Uh, whew, there's a lot of people coming in for Richie Towell. Wow. 96 clubs are interested. Jesus, mother of God. 9 bids have been made. Listen, I've got Ben Brindley. Sam Weltman is still above him in terms of potential. Or not potential, but Carl John and Padring Broaders, according to my assistant. Clearances per 90 is a lot. Pass percentage is higher. Kid's pretty good. I don't think he's going to get playing time. I just signed a center back though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just asked me to improve. I'm gonna let him walk if he wants to. If he wants to leave, but I'm also happy to stay at the club. Listen, if he wants to go, he can go. His contract's running out anyway. So it's not a youth contract. No, it's a full-time contract. So if the man wants to walk, I'll let him walk. It's not like he's going to be needed, and he's one of the few players who are actually making money, who have a contract. So under 21s. Uh, listen, what was his name? Richie Tao? Is he not? Is Richie? I thought he was on the unders. He's on the under 18s. Then why is he not showing up? Oh, there's a lot of people here making wages. Richie Towell. There he is. Right here. I'll give him a go. I'll let him have a go. So I'll let him pick where he wants to go. I'll put it that way. So I got Hermanson. I got to do Christensen, sorry. Ba, number 18. Jonas Wind, number 19. So then I have to import them. I didn't realize you were allowed a 26-man roster now as well. I thought it was a 25-man roster. I don't know why 25 stuck in my head, but when I was looking at the sides, I was like, oh, they're allowed a 26-man now, and I don't know if that's always been the case or if I'm just an idiot. Could be both. Could be both. I just did. Oh, fuck's sake! I just did all of Denmark as the home team, and they're not the home team; they're the away team. So now I have to do Slovenia as the home team. I just override the away team file. Here we go, Slovenia. And meanwhile, we're going to keep ticking away on the processing. I also need to get up and get something to drink, so I might do that once I'm done setting up this this list. I apologize. I am not a great multitasker. I always tell the girlfriend that I'm a man. I can't multitask. This just comes with the territory, I think. It's my joke usually for her, but it is very much true for me at least that I am a terrible multitasker. Holy shit! Look at the amount of people coming in for towel. Listen. Richie's got to be feeling. 15 clubs have made a bid for him. He's got to be feeling pressured to shit by all the interest. He does. He says he feels pressured by the interest in him. I don't blame you, man. Wants to commit his future to the club. Hopes that being available for loan leads to an opportunity to gain first team experience elsewhere. Has been unhappy with the high. Okay, well, fuck your training. But Andy Tandy. What a name. What a name. I can't believe we have somebody with the name of Andy fucking Tandy. Andy fucking Tandy. That's what it needs to be, like Rob Van Dam. But Jesus. So let's spot. Oh my God, yeah, I'm not signing it now. Hell no, hell no, hell no, hell no. Get him away. Oh, we're down to 2 days to go, so we are moving along quite a bit here. Now that the Euros match is done, we're not sidetracked with that. So go back to Football Manager here. The Andy man has delivered the sweetest result. Future goal. He's our under 21s manager though, so they want me to swap out the whole side and have a go at the youth against Earlham. I'm gonna say no. Future victory call. There you go. Future like one of those things where it's like, and Andy fucking Tandy with the sub that makes the impact or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, uh, how does Andy? I should rename him that. I should rename him that. Hold on. Can I go to staff? Where's Andy? Andy Tandy. Can I edit him so I can make a nickname? How do I do that? No, that's not it. Is it personal details? Yes. Common name, right? Andy, quote, fucking, end quote, Tandy. Can I do that? Is that fine? Do I need the quotes? Should I leave the quotes or should I just take the quotes off? And he's just called Andy fucking Tandy. Should I leave? Should I leave it in quotes? Is that Andy fucking? Or do you think I should take the quotes off? What do you like better? I'm taking a snip of this. That's I like how I kind of want it in quotes because it's just so silly. Keep it. I like it too because it's like why would somebody's nickname be that? You know what I mean? It's so dumb. It's so dumb, but I love it. Oh god. Uh, his 9 assists have put him in contention to break Jared Bosley's current record of 11. I don't think Cookies is going to get the record, but let's kick this off with the first question from Graham Underwood, Sky Sports, in our press conference for our final match. You're unbeaten against Earlham Steel Rangers reserves in the last 4 outings. Is that sort of run? Is that sort of run important? And can you keep it going on Saturday? It's something that we can provide a little bit of an edge. Hey, Sean. Hey, Betty. Hey, Pixelated. These are the things that you have to do to maintain sanity when you spend so much time with a save. You're right. Pixelated. I want to show you our under 21s manager, mate. I just gave him a nickname, and it's the greatest fucking thing ever. Uh, and that's actually a hint, maybe. Brad has been on you with your journey, just how important player he is for a club. His record speaks for itself. Let's see. Let me get through this press conference. I will. What's the latest on the Potts injury? We're not going to have him back anytime soon. What sort of role would you envision Steve Wellsman having here? Would you, is this the guy that I signed? Did I just sign this guy? Is that what it? Yeah, I just signed this guy. Uh, Even if he doesn't play, but it's nice to have him here. Uh, he could be. Yeah, there we go. CalLogic rank among the lowest teams in the league for fouls and cars awarded. It's been very pleasing. You've turned faithful wall. It's vital. With the match against Earlham Steel Rangers being a dead rubber, we like to see you shuffle the pack. I'm planning on keeping everything as normal as possible, so there will not be any changes. Now that Snicky signed a new contract, can we expect to see them in the first team on a more? What the fuck are you talking about, Underwood? Snicky started. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. No, hold on. Look at this shit, right? 14, 14 appearances, okay, out of 17 games that have been played so far. You know why they've missed 3? Because they've been injured. So what the fuck kind of question is that? Uh, like what is that question? You know? Anyway, here we go. Are you ready, Pixelated? If it's not only our under 21s manager, Andy fucking Tandy, okay? Don't you mess with our under 21s. They'll beat that ass. Okay? I, I can't. I couldn't get over the fact that the game genuinely named him Andy Tandy. So Andy Tandy. So I had to give him a name in the middle, right? Like I told Sean it's like Rob Van Dam, man. Andy, fucking Tandy. That's what it has to be. You know what I mean? So it's the greatest Andy Tandy Pope Andy. Fuck, man. I'm losing it, man. Oh my god, that's funny. uh, where are we at here? West Ham win. Oh, West Ham lost the game 2-1, but won on aggregate 3-2. So they're through to the Conference League semifinals where they have AIK. They're Greek, aren't they? Oh no, they're Swedish. I always do that. That's AEK. That's right. That's AEK. Yep. So what a great name. What an absolutely great name, by the way. Where am I at with the? Okay, I've got 10 players done on the lineup for Slovenia. I've got Denmark done, so I've got to do, or I should say, the full player base. I got to do the full players, or finish the full players here, and then actually do the starting lineup. Fuck's sake, so much setup work. There's got to be an easier way, but to be honest with you, I didn't spend a shit ton of time looking at overlays for streams for football watch along matches, and I saw something that said this works pretty well. I'll have a go at it, and then I realized now that I have had a go at it for 3-4 games that it takes quite a bit of setup work, but it's not terribly too bad. It just takes a bit of setup work. So, what is this? How's the weekend treating you despite the Union game? We cannot talk about that one. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Deep trouble. I don't want to be in big trouble. Uh, I it's been okay. I like the Union game obviously was a real dent in the weekend's kind of morale. The other thing is like the Oilers did win last night, which I'm not like huge on ice hockey. Don't get me wrong, right? But they're the club that I support in ice hockey, and um, what do you call it? I want to see them win the cup because they haven't won the cup since I've been a fan, right? And it's one of those things where this is the first time in 18 years they've made it back to the cup final. And yes, they won last night, but they're still, fuck's sake, I hate this shit. They're still down 3-1 in the series. So my point is like, why? Like, okay, yes, you won 8-1, but but what is it going to be for? Because we're still 3-1 down in the series. So like, is there any joy I can actually take from the Oilers winning last night, knowing that really the Stanley Cup Finals kind of lost anyway? Um, what's up, Mr. Cellophane? I used to love going to Flyers Panthers games when I lived in South Florida because it was like a freaking home game. Yeah, how come the Flyers over there? So I was a Flyers fan growing up. I used to listen to them on the radio. I had a little red radio. Used to change the dial, listen to them all the time. I kind of fell out of hockey, right? Like 2000, I would say like around 2000, 2001, I kind of stopped paying attention to hockey. I had a friend here from the second grade that I went to school with who loved hockey, and he moved to Edmonton at the end of the second grade, um, and his family did, right. So he became an Oilers fan because he was so young. Um, but I'd like to get into it. It's a decent, like for me, it's like a decent third or fourth sport, right? In terms of the priority list. So I had my friend move to Edmonton. Um, Years later, it turns out we both played the same game online, Unreal Tournament, and we found each other again somehow through the game, through playing the game, right? Um, I met him on a public server. We were just playing deathmatch. Met him on a public server and been like, oh yeah, oh yeah. We reminisced. He turned into a hockey fan. Um, about a year and a half after we found each other playing Unreal Tournament online, he passed away. This was like right at the end of 2005, right? I want to say it was December 22nd, 2005. He passed away. Uh, and whatchamacallit, the Oilers went on to sneak into the playoffs that season, right? And they went on what became a very, very solid run. Probably the best run a Stanley Cup team has made without actually winning the Stanley Cup. They made Game 7 of the final. They came back from 3-1 down to play Carolina in Game 7 for the Cup. They lost Game 7. But I thought, I'm going to become an Oilers fan, right? Yeah, so it's a great way of honoring their legacy. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. So ever since that 2006 Cup run, I've been very much an Oilers fan. So uh, it's like football with knives on your feet and blunt weapons. This is the thing I get. And I try to tell, um, I tried to tell an old coworker of mine this, by the way, that whatchamacallit. What? What is this? Oh, you want me to replace my under 21s manager? Fuck no. Uh, so I was like, what is that? What is that? What is this staffing advice summary I'm getting? Like all the spots have been filled. I'm pretty sure, right? Like in the staff. I think everything's been filled. Staff's good there. Staff is good here. Staff is good here. We're gonna be okay. Um, so anyway, uh, I I I tried to tell an old coworker, by the way, about hockey or about football. I said, look, because he doesn't like football. He's like, it's too boring, it's too slow. I'm like, listen. I said, football is literally very similar to ice hockey. It's just played on grass. You know what I mean? Like you could still shoulder charge someone legally in the game. You're allowed to, as long as you take care of the opponent when you do so. Like it there's offsides just like in hockey. It's just more dynamic than in hockey. It's not a line like in hockey. It's dynamic. So I feel like there's a lot of similarities in the game. You know what I mean? So uh, what do we got here? Scouting finish B plus, no thank you. B plus, no thank you. F, no thank you. Try, definitely F, no thank you. So I feel like there's some big similarities between the two. That's what I would say. So uh, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. He's never seen the way. He never likes the sport. Like he's always like, oh, it's boring or whatever. And then he sat down to watch the World Cup final, the last one between France and Argentina. And he texted me and said, "Holy shit, this game is crazy." And I said, "Fucking, this is the way the sport is. Like, what are you talking about? This is great. This is the whole sport, man. Like, yeah, you get boring games. Don't get me wrong. We usually call them Burnley matches. But aside from that, like, you know, Mr. Cellophane's here, so I'll say Burnley instead of Everton. But hey, probably could apply to Everton too. No offense, Mr. Cellophane. No offense, brother. It's a Sean Dyche side, though. To be fair, like, come on, brother. You know what I mean? You probably, it's Sean Dyche, man. So, uh, but that's all right. I got the lineup done for the home team. Just need to do the away side now, and we are good to go on the graphics. So, uh, but yeah. Burnley, I'm so on Burnley. Like, I understand the history of that club. Don't get me wrong, it's great. They've won the top flight 3 times or whatever it is. But like every time they come back up to the Premier League, they're just dog shit, man. They're just not a quality club. They don't spend money. They don't they're okay with yo-yoing about. Like, I don't know. Could kind of do without that club being in the Premier League. Like, I would rather see a Birmingham City, a Bolton Wanderers, uh, something like that back in the Premiership, you know, than Burnley. Like, so I'm kind of glad they went back down. I know that's probably very harsh to say, but I am. I'm kind of glad that they're back out of the Premiership. I just have to add Kasper Holyman as the Denmark coach, and then I have set everything up. So that's good. Let's get into the match, shall we? We do have a match to do. Voice of the supporters, they want to draw against Earlham. With their Birmingham City too busy in League One with their 60,000 seater. Yeah, I know. Exactly. How the hell did company get the Bayern gig cursed timeline? Terrorist ball. Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, that's fine. Fitness test not required for Snicky. They are capable. They are considered capable for this match. That's good. It is once again, finally, ladies and gents, match day. We've waited all stream to get into this match, and here we are in match day. Uh, that's fine. No, we're fine. Let us get into it, shall we? Sheamus is upset because he's unsuited, even though he's played the role for every fucking game this season. Because the morale in this game is broken, and I don't care what anybody tells me. This game is very much a broken game. Scouting is broken, morale is broken, interactions are broken, and I can't be convinced otherwise. So, they have made 5 changes from their previous fixture. Let's get into it, shall we? Point the finger. Hands on hips, facing team. Hands on hips. Hands in pockets. I don't want to look pensive, right? Reluctantly facing team. So I guess pointing finger will have to do it. Boom. There we go. Here we go. The final match of the season. Earlham did not win promotion. Promotion is beyond them. It's Hillgate that's going up, but it is still our rivals who stand between us and an unbeaten season. What can we do, as Earlham are going to be the ones to kick off here in the first half? It took heroics from Snicky last time out to avoid defeat. I think Snicky's offsides there. Yep. We were 3-1 down inside 30 minutes last time out, and it's Snicky's hat trick pulled us back 4-3 winners. That's the kind of strength Earlham have had. Really. Every time we play them, that's going way long. Listen, I understand Fox is showing a special on Eriksson and whatnot right now on the side screen. You didn't need to show the footage of him while he's on the pitch collapsed in you know what I mean, like and they showed his close up of him for this little feature. They're right, like, come on, man, don't fucking show that shit, you know. That's what I would say. There's just some imagery that doesn't need to be seen again, you know. Croatia versus England's going to be fire. Is that? Oh yeah, that's the second Group C match, right? Or is Croatia Group B? I don't know. Or you mean once we get to the knockouts? Is that what you mean? I don't know. Here's last, by the way, with the ball. Wait, I mean Serbia. Yeah, that. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say what, but yeah, Serbia, Croatia is gonna be good. I think every game in Group C is actually going to be pretty good. Like, you know, Denmark, England would be good. Slovenia, England's going to be good. You know, I think all these games have the potential to be really good. That's going to be a corner for us. So. They still gave England a pretty easy team. I don't know, man. This group is tricky. Coldbeck has it. I mean, relative to like potentially being in a group with like Germany or France or Spain or Portugal or Italy. Okay, yeah, fair. You know what I mean? That's a fair. Yeah, exactly. But I still feel like this group is really tricky. Like, you know, is Snicky? Are they on sides? Yes! Signs a new contract and scores. Let's go. We lead our rivals 1-0. It's a really good cross. I could have sworn, by the way, that they were offsides. Oh no, it's the ball. It's the ball. They're onsides to the ball. So, Tech 9 Rush B, let's go. So there we go. I was like, they're definitely past the last defender. The ball was ahead. So, Rule 11 enjoyers, as we get a throw from the kickoff. So, I should say Rule 11. It's Law 11, isn't it? Law 11 is offsides. But that's a good, nice lead. I think Snicky has like 14 or 15 goals now this season. This actually has been probably the best season Snicky's played so far. I think our first season we were subbing Snicky off a lot for Mukendi because Snicky would play well. It's offsides anyway. Snicky would play well but not be able to find the back of the net. It was one of those instances. And I think this season, pretty much every game that they've started in, they've scored. It's been phenomenal. The team's really coming together. So the players are playing well. Last season was really good. I felt like the division was definitely a little too weak. I felt like this season it's been a little bit more of a challenge. But I feel like next season will be the real test. If we can keep moving up or we have to stay a year in a division and whatnot. So we'll see how they do. Spaps! Can't win the header. Parks. Cross. Bishop's going to put it out. Will be a corner. Another opportunity for us here in the 10th minute. Frack to take the corner. Cool. Oh, it's a pen? How is that a pen? Twinkle was shoved by Suave. Is that really a pen? There's no VAR at this level, obviously. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to cue the goal song. I say that. I've missed the most pens on the team. But it is in. It is 2 inside a quarter of an hour. Oh, got the cartwheel too. I would never do a cartwheel in real life. Why? Game. Refund the game. Refund the game. There we go. And we are 2-0 up inside 11 minutes. I do think the other, if you want to call it a caveat, is that they did rotate a lot of players out, Earlham, and that's mainly because it's very much a dead rubber for them. They don't get anything out of finishing 3rd versus 4th, right? So what is there for them to play for? Every time we've had to play them for points or in the middle of the season or whatever, they've been tough. It's a good ball. Cookies is on. Called back has it though. Cookies probably didn't have to take that first time. Could have settled it. We had him on the run there, so. And there was a ball over the top, so. I think Spaps is off. Flag's going up. Yep. Spaps was off. So. 13th minute. Good tackle from Okoniku. So much space, man. They're playing so high. She a miss. Back to me. Switch play out here to the right. Instead it's going to go left. There's options on the left here. Oh, Cookie's having to go. That's not far off, but it's over. It's over. Fans pouring in Stuttgart. Good ball. That's what happens when you play too narrow. You play too narrow and you have wingers like I do who can provide a very good ball across. You invite problems. So, Whittingham trying to get Leggett on a foot race. Brat should have that. Brat all day, every day. So here come Earlham again, Whittingham, 20th minute. Oh, how's he found a way past Cookies? Come on, Cookies. Cross, Swaby, back post. It's over. Thankfully, that's their first shot. .02 XG shot. Cookies, Sheamus, lovely stuff. Ball's got to cut back inside. Good ball. Good touch. Let's go, Cookies. What a touch. I just didn't finish it. What a touch. So good from Cookies. Man. Jack, Frack, Twinkle, Sheamus. Keep moving it forward to Konikoon. He's got to go to Konikoon. Yep. Inside for Snicky. Okay. Now for Cookies. I was going to say, Spaps is so much space on the right. The cross needed to be a little bit deeper. Sheamus was so wide open, too, on the far post. He could have done so much with it. Now it's got to go back. Cross has got to commit, boys. You got to put a cross in. There it goes. Snicky maybe wins. No. Konikoon could come into. Oh, what a save. Spaps. Oh, what a double save. That should have been 3. Should have found a way to put it in the net. I think, is that an injury? Yeah. I gotta get me some breakfast or something. Lunch maybe? Something. Probably lunch by now, right? Is it 10? Is it 11? What time is it? It's 11:30. Oh, it's 11:30. Good lord. I have about 70 million notifications, including Team Snapchat. I don't fucking care about Team Snapchat. Anyway, Konikoon. Cookies. Frack. Come on. Come on, boys. Frack. Options. Oh, my God. He shot it across goal. What's up, Cigarette? What's going on? That is such a cute emote. I freaking love that emote, by the way. Y'all are going up on Snap right now, by the way. Just because I have streaks I need to keep. I don't know why. It's fucking Snap, but welcome in. Yes. So. Let me go back to Twitch. There we go. Get the phone up. It's 2-0. Final match of the season. We're gonna have a fucking long ass off season, by the way. I hope everyone's ready. I hope everyone's ready for off season because it's gonna be fucking long. With the World Cup and Brat, good tip. My body is broken. Whole day yesterday chasing the little one around the zoo. Yeah, that's tiring. I used to work as a counselor, right? They called them counselors, but we really were just chaperones, right? For a kid's summer camp for the city of Philadelphia. I did that for 6 years, which is why I never won kids, by the way. After doing that for 6 years, I couldn't handle having one for 20, let alone, the 6 was bad enough. And our zoo isn't flat. Neither is ours in Philly. It's very up. It's very up and downy. But full of. Jack's taking a yellow. So we're gonna tell him to ease off tackles. But I can't imagine with the kids. But yeah, we had groups of like 10 to 15 kids. And I had second graders, fourth graders. And it just, working 6 years as an ice rink DJ was my fatherhood deterrent. That's a very good way of putting it, Sean. A fatherhood deterrent. So, yeah, I did the camp for 6 years. I did, okay. I did before care. What we had is we had something called before care, which was parents who, like, the camp actually started at 8, right? So if you couldn't wait till 8 because your work started at 7 or whatever, you brought them to before care, which was 6 in the morning. So 6 in the morning to 8 was before care. The camp was 8 to 3, and then 3 21% grade. This is sounding a lot like Pittsburgh. There's a section that's 21% grade. Jesus. Ours is not that bad at all. But yeah, so we did before care 6 to 8. The camp was 8 to 3. And then you had what was called aftercare. If your obviously parents couldn't pick them up because they had to work till 5 or whatever. And aftercare was 3 to 6. So I did feel really bad for some of the kids because you got to remember, some of these kids, their parents work, say, a 9 to 5 or 7. Oh, what a header, Sheamus. Good save. So literally, it's something where a few of the kids would come in at 7 in the morning. Maybe they weren't there at 6, but like 7, 7:30 in the morning, and they didn't leave camp till 5:30 in the evening. And I'm like, that's a really long day for a kid. You know what I mean? I mean, you're talking about like, anywhere from ages 4 to 12 or ages 4 to 14. You know what I mean? So especially for the younger ones, like 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, that's just a really long day for them. Longer than school. Yeah, exactly. You're doing brilliantly. Keep going. But it is what it is, So it just was what they had to do during the summer. So, and most of the kids were very well behaved. Don't get me wrong, but you had a few that were just. Whew, I saw some of them, and I'm just like, whew. I had a kid the one year, or I think for 2 straight years actually. I had a kid that had autism, so I had to work with him. Which he was a phenomenal kid. Don't get me wrong, a phenomenal kid. But that presents its own unique challenges. You know what I mean? And they those challenges. Some days are harder, some days are easier, some days they were impossible to deal with. But yeah. I was like 6 years of that, and I was like, oh. And the other thing too is during the school year, we were required in high school to do community service. We had to do like quite a few hundred hours of community service. So for two or 3 years, who got booked? I think they got booked. Yeah, Suave got booked. So for 2 or 3 years before the summer camp even as well, I was working their after school program during the school year, which was like usually 3:30 to 7 or 3 to 7. So I would come home at 5, or I would get off the bus at 4:30, go to the rec center, and work the after school program with them for about 2.5 hours a day, and I had to do that for 2 years. So yeah, I had my fill with kids after that. I was like, yeah, I'm not, no thanks. And people always just say, well, it's easier when you to raise your own. It's always harder to raise somebody else's kid. If my kid turns out to be anything like me, I'm going to hate his fucking guts. So why would I, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. Come on now. We don't want that. You don't want a second version of me on this earth. Let's be real. One's bad enough. Oh, that's a great cross. Fuck. So, yeah. No thanks. So, doesn't, it's getting to the point now that I'm going to be too old to have them anyway. So, and people say, oh, you're never, every time I say that too, people always tell me you're never too old to have kids. And I'm like, I don't want to be 60 taking care of a 20-year-old. I'm sorry. I do not want to do that. So, let's make a sub. Let's get, Jack is on a booking. So let's bring in Ben Brindley, and let's also sub off Jack for Frack for Sean Warner. So, ooh, that was close. It was a good challenge, but that was close. Frack myself having a go. That's just over. So, there's our double sub. Slovenia, Denmark has 14 minutes before they kick off. I also need to use the restroom and get something to eat. Something to eat. So, I'll be doing that right after this game here finishes. And hopefully I have about 5-6 minutes to pop out before or at the end of this match before the Euros actually start. So there's that. Anyway, I couldn't even pronounce that, to be honest. Is it Kodornis Skotsini Sloven? I don't know. That's probably way off. Good luck, by the way, Ziggurat. I'm pulling for you guys. I actually think Slovenia have a good side. I think there's. I hope y'all do well these Euros. Nice attempt. Are you being polite? No. But Illich is back. Yes. So. Jan Oblak, 7-time Slovenian Footballer of the Year in goal for Slovenia. So, I want Slovenia to win as well. Yeah, man. I did win the bet that Bizarre had, by the way. Bizarre had a bet in his chat, or prediction, if you want to say, or whatever, in yesterday's Italy-Albania game, and it was Albania lose by one goal or less, or Italy score, I think more than 2 goals, or win by more than 2 or something. And I put Albania. What's up, Lou? Afternoon, Betty. What's going on, Lou? So, and then Albania scored like 20 seconds into the game. I was like, holy shit. I literally rated Bizarra, right? And was like getting ready to say, oh, have a good time, because I had to shower and get ready for the game. So I was like, have a good time. And literally, I had stood up like this. I hadn't taken my headphones off yet. And he was like, let's go, Albania. I'm like, the game just fucking kicked off. I was like, what the shit? So I had to sit back down and be like, what happened? What happened? I didn't even get it on the second computer. Like, I hadn't even loaded the game on the second computer yet, because I was going to do that after the raid. And I'm like, and Albania had already scored. I was like, what the fuck? But then I saw the highlight afterwards. So, been enjoying the sun for Father's Day. How's the stream? Stream's good. It's pretty relaxed. It's chill. We are watching the Euros. I have all the graphics ready for that. I had to spend 21 days of processing to get to this match, which doesn't sound like a lot for most FM managers, but this is a 393,000 player database, if I remember correctly. So, or 392,000 player database. So it takes a while. Oh God, Swaby. I was just like, good header, Warner. Good header. Let's bring on one more sub. Callum Tomset's back. Akonikun is leaving us for the day. His season's done, Akonikun. This is the last game of the season, so close him down. Nicely done. Zeskaros or Zeskaros Zos. Zeskaros Swaby. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, stream's been good though. I'm very thankful for everybody that's come by the way. It's great to have you along while we watch the Euros on one monitor and play Football Manager on the other. We have a really long off season coming up. That's a tough save. That's the only problem. The off season begins April 19th. And so it's a very early off season, and we're going to be watching the World Cup games. because the World Cup's coming up on this off season. So we always watch a summer tournament. The previous off season it was the Gold Cup. The one before that it was the Euros. This year it will be, or this off season it will be uh, the World Cup. It humors me that you watch the games at such a slow pace. I thought I watched at a slow pace. I actually have it set to medium. I think it's on. It's a tick. Yeah, so. It's actually like between the highlights, it's a lot, and then the match speed is normal. So gonna be out to the boy being up, so we'll miss a load of stuff. It's all good. It's off season, mate. We're going into off season, so you're not gonna miss a ton. Uh, I'm okay with playing for set pieces because there is a lot of great set piece takers. From where you are, I go 2 ticks up. Maybe I do that. 2 ticks like there, slightly faster, like that. I kind of like it a little bit slower. Like maybe that's slightly faster. This is medium. I don't know. Still perfectly fine to commentate. I kind of like it medium. Maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. It's so weird to say that to you all because I noticed that a lot of players who play Football Manager or people who stream Football Manager are actually around my age. But I'm so used to. Am I not old? No, you're not old. But like the point I was going to make is not as old as the point I was going to make is it's the running gag that I've had in the Counter-Strike community was that I was old because for CS I'm considered old. You know, I was a part of a group called LCA Broadcasting. They're still around, obviously, but I was a part of LCA Broadcasting. And when I was a commentator for LCA Broadcasting, I was the oldest commentator in the broadcasting agency by 5 years. And there were like 30 of us in the agency. It was quite a few number of people, and uh, most of the times when I went into a stream and I was watching Counter Strike stream, or I was watching, or I was commentating, whatever it was, I was always the oldest one. So it's the running gag for me is that I am old because relative to everybody else in the Counter Strike community, I am. But now that I've kind of left that community a bit, and I'm now into the Football Manager community, everybody's the same age. You know what I mean? We're all kind of around the same age. So it's nice, but it's an adjustment I have to make because the running I used to poke fun at me being the oldest one, and that gag kind of goes over everybody's head now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what am I saying? So it's something I have to remind myself of from time to time. Uh, but yeah, it was, and the really crazy thing about the CS community too is that he's got to be miles off sides. He wasn't. Okay. A lot of players of FMs are mid-30s to mid-40s. Yeah, I'm mid-30s. So let's play Sweet Victory. We've won our last game of the season against our rivals. Player of the match is me, the goal, and just defensive work. We really didn't have a ton of chances. We did pepper them, but not a ton of high-quality chances. But Erdem played the reserves. So that is that. Your late 30s, yeah. So the craziest thing too, when it comes to the Counter Strike, is what do you call it? That's an older esport. Counter Strike is considered an older esport. So, players play until their 30s in the esport, and most of the audience is like mid 20s to late 20s, I would say, and that's considered an older esport. So the fact that that I'm the oldest person in like the broadcasting agency, for example, that's already an older esport is crazy. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Hillgate did lose their final game of the season against Stockport. Earlham dropped to fourth in the end. Milltown with a big win over Prestwich Marauders. It's not going to save their season. They are down. Same with Trafford United, who picked up a point against AFC Oldham. They are down. Manchester Rovers beats Saddleworth 3Ds. So Milltown will finish ninth, but it's not. It's just consolation. They are done and dusted. They are down. There we go. What is okay? Let me close that. Let me close that, and we are good there. I think. Let me refresh this page. I think everybody's good. Cool. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So let's see. Do we have a post-match press conference to get to? We'll run through that. We do have a post-match press conference. Let's attend the press conference. Okay, let's kick this off with the first question from Philip Hillemeyer, the Totally Football Show. Lurking for a bit, going to be building schedule graphic for upcoming streams. That's awesome, Sean. Thank you so much for lurking. Thank you so much for being here for quite a period of time as well, by the way. I appreciate you stopping by. And for lurking as well, by the way. That win must please you. How thrilled are you with that win? I thought we were great. I did think we were great. How much credit do you give to Brat for? Brat's fucking phenomenal, actually. Sneaky Strike gave you an early lead there. Did you feel it'd be a good day? I'm always keen to start well, and that was pretty much perfect for our perspective. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Oldham's Grant French. Have I even scouted the fucking player? No. Nope, that's got nothing to do with us. I don't know where that story's come from, I'm afraid. So, there we go. What is this? Hold on. Oh. uh, Richie Towell proposed transfer from LythamSt FC has been canceled as a result of a clause within his contract that extended his contract. Invincibles, we're unbeaten again, by the way. 2 draws, no losses. We took 50 points from 56. I'm sorry, 50 points from 54 throughout the season. And that is a nice way to top off the season. We paid 18.5K out to the staff for winning the league. Rob Davies wins Player of the Week. We are going to save. I have to use the restroom. And then I'm not even going to kick it to the BRB screen because we've got our matchup coming up. Slovenia and the Netherlands coming up. What tier is this? This is tier 18. I just finished tier 18. So we're moving up to tier 17 next season. I don't know if we're going from the Division A to Division 3 within the Lancashire Cheshire Amateur League pyramid. I don't know. But there is that possibility. Manchester Saints Athletic won this league last season, but then got reassigned outside of the Lancashire and Cheshire system. So there's a possibility that happens to us too, that we move into a different. It is Slovenia versus Denmark now. For those on YouTube, real quick, I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you so much for watching. Much longer episode, 3-hour episode, but that is the end of the season. It is episode 56 done and dusted. 56.1 will be the next episode on YouTube as we start the off season. So thank you so much for watching on the YouTube. Until the next episode, take care.